Demi Moore is opening up about the emotional journey she underwent while filming her role in The Substance, a film that has received attention for its bold exploration of nudity and vulnerability. In an exclusive interview with Woman magazine, the Golden Globe-winning actress discussed how the role pushed her to confront deep personal emotions, tapping into a rawness she had never explored in her career before. Known for her ability to portray complex characters, Moore has never shied away from controversial roles. From her breakthrough performances in the 80s and 90s to her more recent work in films such as G.I. Jane and Indecent Proposal, Moore has always been willing to take on challenging material. But The Substance represents a unique challenge, especially due to the level of intimacy required for her role. In the film, Moore plays Elisabeth Sparkle, a washed-up fitness guru, in a story that blends satire with body horror. The film's narrative is a commentary on the pressures of maintaining physical beauty and the psychological toll it takes on those who try to meet societal standards. As Moore explains, her character is at a crossroads in life, grappling with her own self-image and facing a sense of personal decay. The role demanded that Moore step into a vulnerable and stripped-down version of herself. It was a very vulnerable experience, Moore admits, speaking candidly about the nature of the scenes she had to film. While many of her past roles have involved moments of physical vulnerability, this role pushed her into even deeper emotional territory. "We had a lot of conversations around it, but it was taking you to the raw place that you needed to go," she reveals. For Moore, the vulnerability required for The Substance was not about sexualizing the body, but rather about exploring the psychological and emotional aspects of being in one's own skin. "On my end, I felt it wasn't sexualized since so many of my scenes were about the experience of being with yourself," she explains. "And often we are with ourselves nude, and it's those moments of our own personal gaze and self-judgment." She goes on to note that the scenes were more about the discomfort and rawness of being exposed not just physically but emotionally. The scenes in The Substance required Moore to reflect on her own relationship with her body and her personal sense of self-worth. The concept of self-judgment and how it manifests in our perception of ourselves is at the heart of the film. Moore believes that this deep vulnerability allowed her to better tap into the emotions necessary for her performance. "I think the depth of the vulnerability and where it took me is, in a way, what was needed to help me tap into my own vulnerability," she shares. For Moore, it was less about showcasing nudity for shock value and more about embodying a character who is stripped of all societal masks, forced to reckon with her own identity and body in a way that many people can relate to on a personal level. While the role is unlike anything Moore has done before, it reflects her willingness to take on new challenges and break new ground in her career. Her decision to embrace such a personal and vulnerable role at this stage of her career speaks volumes about her commitment to her craft. Over the years, Moore has steadily built a reputation for portraying strong, complex women, and her portrayal of Elisabeth Sparkle in The Substance continues this tradition of showcasing nuanced, multidimensional characters. Moore's career has been marked by a mix of commercial successes and critical acclaim. She first became a household name with roles in films like Ghost, where she portrayed Molly Jensen, a woman who must cope with the unexpected death of her partner, and A Few Good Men, where she played a military lawyer tasked with defending a group of Marines. These performances showcased her range as an actress, as she deftly navigated the complex emotions of grief, guilt, and justice. Her role in The Substance is a departure from her usual roles, but in many ways, it reflects the evolution of her career. As Moore has matured, she has embraced roles that allow her to explore the complexities of aging, beauty, and identity. In an industry that often prioritizes youth and appearance, Moore has chosen to take on roles that challenge traditional ideas of what it means to be a woman in Hollywood. Her decision to embrace nudity and vulnerability in The Substance is part of a larger narrative about embracing authenticity, even when it's uncomfortable or challenging. One of the most striking aspects of Moore's career has been her ability to remain relevant and respected over several decades. While many actresses of her generation have struggled to find meaningful roles as they age, Moore has continued to work with some of the most talented directors and actors in Hollywood. Her decision to take on a role that requires such personal exposure is a testament to her commitment to pushing herself as an actress and continuing to take risks in her career. For Moore, the experience of filming The Substance was more than just a professional challenge. It was a personal journey of self-exploration and growth. As she reflects on the role, she notes that the vulnerability she experienced during filming helped her gain a deeper understanding of herself. "It was about going to places that were uncomfortable, but ultimately, it was about embracing my own vulnerability and confronting things that I've maybe avoided in the past," she explains. In many ways, Moore's journey in The Substance mirrors her own life. Over the years, Moore has been open about her personal struggles, including her past marriages, her challenges with body image, and her efforts to maintain her mental health. Through it all, she has maintained a sense of grace and authenticity, refusing to conform to societal expectations of what a woman of her age should look like or how she should behave. In this sense, The Substance feels like the perfect vehicle for Moore at this point in her career, allowing her to reflect her own journey through the lens of her character. The film itself has garnered attention for its daring approach to themes of body image, self-acceptance, and the pressures of societal beauty standards. As Moore notes, the film isn't about objectifying the body, but rather about exploring the complexities of our relationship with our own physicality. It's not about showing off the body for sexual purposes, it's about showing how we view ourselves when we're alone, when we're vulnerable, and when we're exposed to our own judgment, she says. For those familiar with Moore's career, this role represents another step in her ongoing evolution as an actress. It's a testament to her willingness to explore new territory and take on roles that challenge both herself and her audience. But perhaps more importantly, it's a reminder that even at this stage in her career, Moore is still pushing boundaries and striving to create meaningful, impactful work. In a world where women, especially in Hollywood, are often boxed into specific roles based on their age or appearance, Moore continues to defy expectations and redefine what it means to be a woman in the industry. By taking on the role of Elisabeth Sparkle in The Substance, Moore is not only exploring new facets of her craft but also advocating for a more honest, raw, and vulnerable portrayal of women in film.